Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a great Tuesday? Yeah. Tuesday. Look at Thundarius back. A week without Jay made me feel like I missed a lot. Oh, yeah. Probably a great week to be out. That's for sure. That is quite telling. Quite telling. I don't want to come home. I was a celebrity over there. Tons of people wanted photos of my autograph. I enjoy it, man. Enjoy those days, right? Enjoy. I lost my Tron arcade. I gotta freaking plug in the Star Wars one. That's how my mind works, man. It's like once things are over and I walk out of this room, I don't even think about it until it's time. But there we are. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Mego says I'm eating blueberries right now. Yeah. I see all my kick people. Spider, Nerd Slap, Bruce, Graham is over there enjoying the kick. And of course, my faithful Rumble people, Texas Rose, Lady Marine, Too Hard to Handle, Whitefall, The Craft is over there. Alf, 1982, Clyde, and Akron, all here. All here. I love my Snoopy hat, man. I love my patriotic stuff. So that's it. That's where we are. That's what's going on. Oh man, interesting show today. Interesting show. There is something I wanted to react to. But I guess we'll just get right into things, and not have me babble and cackle along. But don't forget that if you are in the LA area, if you're in the LA area Friday, I'll be at Universal Studios Hollywood. And then I will hang out with whoever doesn't want to go to the theme park, whatever, at the City Walk area. So the best way to find out where I'm at is Patreon. So it's free. You don't have to be a paid guy. Another Rumble Radio is happening today as well over on Patreon. So that's this Friday. Universal Hollywood. It is really a Welcome to Rebellion stream without the babbling though. That's true. I don't know. City Walk. And then the following week, Savannah, Georgia. And then the following week, Carowinds. But in between that is OKC. So hopefully I get to see somebody. I love to meet you guys. So that's this coming week. We'll see. And then I'll have video of me banging on the arena. Hopefully I can get a ticket to come in and watch the Gina fight. If not, I'm traveling to LA to watch it from the hotel. Hey, your background feels the loss of Tron. I know. I know. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. This coming out of California. Man. California mayor resigns after being charged with acting as an illegal agent of China. Whew. Ellen Wang has agreed to plead guilty as she faces up to 10 years in prison. Well, if she has agreed to plead guilty, does that mean she's gonna spill the beans, man? You think she's gonna talk? What is it with California and Fang Fang and all that other stuff? What's going on, man? What is happening over there in Cali? My goodness, man. They had her on worse charges. This is a lesser one. Yeesh. They say she secretly worked to advance pro-Beijing messaging in the U.S., allegedly spreading propaganda tied to the Chinese government, wearing a cross and a dove of peace as she became the mayor of a California town. This on the heels of Donald Trump heading to China with Elon Musk as we speak. Whew. California must be full of this kind of stuff, man. They keep finding these Chinese agents over there. I guess with their policies and stuff, it's easier to be a spy or whatever she did. The fact that oh no, I think I have yeah, here we go. We have Kash Patel, right? Arcadia mayor. She freaking ran for mayor and won. Hey man, listen, if you're feeling like you can't accomplish anything, even a Chinese spy can be mayor in California. So, just so you know, that's how easy it is to make it in this country apparently. So, Arcadia mayor Ellen Wang. Did I say Wong? Whatever. Charged with acting as an illegal agent for the People's Republic of China in the United States. She admitted to acting as a foreign agent for 2 years. She's agreed to resign from office and plead guilty. Sure, I'll resign. That was the Wong name, Jay. I see it. I see what you're saying. I see what you did here. I see. FBI and our federal partners continue to move aggressively to root out this kind of influence in American institutions all over the country. Hey, I wonder what her jail time is going to be. If she even gets it at all. What if she like spills the beans, man, and like there's a whole like Chinese mafia, working in California. Now it's like they all got to come tumbling down. Christian Rocker says, when's the last time we had an update on Swalwell? Bro, that guy is buried in a hole somewhere. I have no idea. None. That man's got more problems than I'll probably he has more problems than the number of years I'll live, That's it. Alf says, "Hello, I run for mayor. I get fortune cookies, you cast ballot." Whew. Have you guys ever been to a Chinatown? There's a Chinatown in Orlando that me and Krista go to quite often. It's very small, but it is there's a little sus, They have some stores there that are a little sus. We've walked in, like they have like pictures of like boba tea. You walk in, it's just guys sitting around like a table and they like look at you and we're like, ah. And we walk. I never forget. Walked in. I was like, look at all these little stores in Chinatown. In Chinatown, Orlando, it's just one little shopping plaza. Very, very small. They got the Chinese statues when you walk in, and they've got like 4 really cool restaurants. Other than that, they got a dentist and like everything is like Chinese, right? They got statues up, but it's kind of dumpy here in Orlando. It's like dirty. They do have a great bakery. I will say that. The bakery was like a little different, but they had like all these little stores with like boba tea posters. I walked into one with Krista and it was just an empty room with like 4 people, 4 Chinese guys sitting in a chair, like in a circle talking to each other. They looked up at me and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, wrong place." And I walked out because I was like, okay. I was like, that's suspicious. That's suspicious. The Chinatown in Washington, D.C., pretty cool. Chinatown in New York is huge. You know, it's freaking huge. Eric Swalwell will save her, bro. Heavy D for $2. Uh, he needs to save himself first. You always like going to like the Chinatown has like some of the best restaurants, but you never know. You never really know what they're feeding you, you know? If you don't notice any rats or alley cats, you know, it's like it makes you wonder, makes you wonder. The bobo tea thing is like pretty big though. I will say that. Man, I love that. Now I want Chinese food. We want some Chinese food this morning. Um, the first post after that is saying, "Hey FBI, for those that live in Boston, better check on Michelle Wu, mayor of Boston. Her family all live in China and work for the CCP. Facts. Do you have a lot of Chinese people in Brazil, Dan? You have a lot of Chinese people there? Where can I get that hat, Jay? My wife likes it. This is from Overlord Hats. Overlord Hat Company. I got two of them. So I got the Transformers hat too. Oh yeah, you have a lot of Chinese people in Brazil. My Chinese friends from work are always really cool to us and extremely nice. Bro, I've been to China 7 times, dude. 7 times. 7 trips. Seven trips. Allah, it was beautiful. It is beautiful. We went to all the like historic stuff. It's like you think like it's funny, like you go to museums in America, America's like 250 years old. You go to China and they're like, this thing's been here for 5,000 years. Dan says pregnant Chinese women come here to have children so their kids aren't Chinese. Mm. It makes me wonder if like every country in this world has a Chinatown just to escape. Jay may be a spy. The whole I'm just retarded kind of thing, on the internet is my cover. Is that what we're doing here? Is that what's happening? That's what I'm saying. Like all this is coming out on the verge. Elon Musk set to join President Trump. The boys are back together, everyone. The boys are back together.
China's Xi Jinping, where he is expected to be joined by top American business leaders. The names have been named, and they include Elon Musk. We're going to get into all that in moments.
But first, to our chief foreign correspondent.
China's Xi Jinping.
All right. I think if Elon Musk is going to China with Trump, they're going to talk about Teslas and microchips and all that stuff, right? Robotics. I think there's going to be some kind of robotics thing, man. Whew. I don't know. Are there freaking Teslas in? I have no idea if he has those cars in the There's a Chinese restaurant downtown, and there are rumors that their chicken is actually pigeons. It's like that in America too, Dan. Anytime you go to Chinatown and you get the food, you're kind of like is it a cat? It's whatever they caught in the back. Is it rat? Is it cat? Is it pigeons? They just saute it like enough in that oil, you know? Whew. They're definitely going to be talking about chips and robotics, dude. This is all about the economic new world order about to happen. Trump's going to usher it in. Spider Unlimited says, I have a Chinatown story. Mm. Maybe I don't want to know that. With the Tesla merging with SpaceX and all that stuff too, man, like it's going to be kind of crazy. If you kept up with the stock market, semiconductors and like AI chips and stuff are making people millionaires overnight. Kind of crazy to see how high, like even this company right here. If you invest, you know what's crazy? This company right here. Oh, SanDisk. If you invested 30, like I don't know what it was. You got to see this. This is crazy. You got to see this. I don't even know what their stock number is. SanDisk. Apparently, like if you invested like $100 a year ago, you'd be a millionaire. Is that what was going on? It's insane. Like, look at this right here. This is not financial advice at all. That's insane, dude. It was $40 in August of last year. $40, dude. And now it's 1,500 because the apparently AI is in such amazing demand. They need microchips and all that stuff and memory and all that stuff. And you know, just freaking it's in such high demand. Like it just it broke out. The company was just chilling like at $40, you know. And then when the AI bubble hit around here, and like that thing is like, and they think it's not stopping, man. Not financial advice. Do not like, don't listen to me. Like it's just crazy to see like how high it's going. Crazy. Robotics is on its way. I wonder who's gonna get it for I wonder if it's China or anything else. Um
Children of the rose, I have ordered you to speak the truth. It is time for the whistleblowers to start whistling and screaming the truth. Mr. Trump, I will assassinate you. We're at peace. Get ready, Mr. Trump. Every day you play this game, I will eliminate one of your family members. That will be a proven fact. Last warning, Trump. Barron.
every day I'm reminded that maybe sometimes social media isn't the best for, someone get your grandma, please, and take her phone away. Please. Maybe people need to take a small test before they're allowed to post stuff. Clearly, saying stuff like that will put you in jail in this country. But I think first of all, were we missing an eye here? You got 4 teeth. Your Instagram handle is baby girl. Baby girl. Come on, man. What kind of what are we what are we doing here? The TDS is affecting the mentally challenged at this point, you know? Like what I don't know if anyone's ever called her baby girl at this point. Like that's rough, dude. I think you just by looking at you, I think you're killing people from that smell. If you got all that rotten teeth, your breath is probably kicking worse than Jet Li in any film he's ever been in. What the heck? What the heck? Libs of TikTok. FBI. Cash. Oof. Spider says may have eaten a baby girl or two. Yo, shout out the first gifties of the day. Maybe the only gifties of the day. I don't know. Shout out Wiki. I might have to take this clip and just put it in the rotation. This is
Well, you sound like a Democrat.
I'm not retarded.
Oh no. You sound like a Democrat. I'm not retarded. That's what she said.
Well, you sound like a Democrat.
I'm not retarded.
Sydney Sweeney, Euphoria. I watched that episode last night. I was dying. That episode, I'll be talking about the Bible on this show. I don't want to be like going off. That episode was a gigantic shock to a lot of people. I'll just say that. Gigantic. Gigantic. Thoughts say. Gigantic. Man of Steel says, you see any of those Haitians, Jay? I don't know what that story is about. What is that Haitian story? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Yeah, the Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney turns into like the 50-foot woman or something and runs through New York, then takes her shirt off. And you're just like, well, there you go. There you go. Let's see. More on the all my timeline is just filled with that Chinese spy that was taken. So, and apparently in New York, the Islam and Jewish people are like, apparently there was a big fight yesterday. I don't know about this either. So Jay got a bunch of gems. Yo, look at all that. I got goat trophy and I got dogs and all that stuff. That's cool. I can't highlight those, but thank you. Thank you. It's been a rough month, right? Masked Islamists are assaulting Jewish children outside the synagogue in New York City. I mean, it's just like that's all I see is like this. I mean, like y'all. What did you think was gonna happen? Like, what did you think was gonna happen? That's all I'm saying. I was trying to find that Haitian stuff. Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow. Shout out Tree Bear. Is she talking about Euphoria? Oh no, she's talking about Batman. I was like, nobody knows what Euphoria is about. Nobody. They watch for one reason, but the clips show up online. Just man, goodness. Retired pastor 78 convicted and fined for preaching Bible verses near Northern Ireland hospital. How is that a thing, man? Is anybody like near that area that watches online? Like, have any like? Am I hearing the whole story here? Is this what's happening? Yo, shout out Jason Beck. Thanks for the gifty. I guess I'm too old these days. People out here getting excited for Sweeney when I get excited for my daily fiber supplement and my morning newspaper. Oh, I'm looking forward to my blueberries every day. I'm getting addicted. It's not good. It's not good. Retired pastor 78 convicted and fined for preaching Bible verses near Northern Ireland hospital. Do they have like a no preaching zone? Naturally, I was deeply saddened by the verdict. 78-year-old, I never imagined I would leave a courtroom with a criminal conviction for preaching the Christian gospel, but beyond the personal impact, my overriding concern is what this says about the state of the fundamental freedoms in our nation. Man, listen, at least for today, at least for today, at least for today, I'm so glad you live in America that you could still go to church and read the Bible, man. Like that's stuff like this is scary when you lose this. That's why I want to see the article if he was like doing something illegal, sometimes like there's extremism that's in every religion and Christianity is not, it's not void to it as well. So on May 7th, Judge Peter King convicted Johnson of breaching a safe access zone. Huh. North Ireland Okay, so he was at Northern Ireland Abortion Services Safe Access Zone. Acts prohibits influencing, preventing, or impeding access or harassment within 100 meters. Okay, so he went to an abortion clinic, or he was standing in there talking about the Bible. Johnson was found guilty of influencing inside the protected zone and fined £450, about $600. I need moisturizing cream, apparently. My skin is dry. Can someone please help me? Because I could save $4 right now on moisturizing cream. Apparently, like the internet is telling me that I'm just dry. Oh. He may be the first person persecuted under the law for preaching a sermon that did not mention abortion. According to the faith-based advocacy group, the Christian Institute, which supported his legal case. Wow. It effectively redefines peaceful Christian witness as a form of unlawful influence. Hey, thank you. Moisturizing cream tax. Shout out, man. My elbows and knees are ashy. Freaking ashy. I know you're busy in LA. Are you meeting up? Or Phil, will you see any Jay a Jay cameo on the egg roll? No, I don't think so. It would be fun though, right? I'm in and out, man. I'm in and out. Like I'm flying in late, deep breath, riding rides, hopefully going to a fight and leaving later that night. I'm in and out. What was he saying? If simply reading the Bible, praying, and preaching on God's love can now be considered harmful because someone might overhear it within a certain area, then we have crossed a very serious line. John 3:16 is one of the most well-known hope-filled verses in the Bible. If even that can be criminalized because of where it is spoken, how can any public expression of Christian belief be truly safe from restriction? Johnson isn't the only Christian who has been persecuted under similar buffer zone laws. Scottish grandmother? Was arrested twice for holding a sign offering conversion in a protected zone before charges were dropped. Wow, dude. See, that's the thing. Like, that's I can't really I can only speak from like what I'm reading here. If you make a no preach zone, which is a 500 feet, what if you stand right on the outside and yell and the person on the inside can hear you? Have you now violated the zone because they can hear you? What if there was an established church that's been in the area for years and then they make that no preach zone and it's in the church area now? Are you not allowed to, like, what is that? How does that work? Thank you for buying me ashy cream. It, that's insane to me to think that they're arresting like seniors. And we see video all the time of like people visiting Europe and these countries and like how the migrants have like or the doctors and lawyers have flooded the streets there trying to sell trinkets. Man, they really want me to buy moisturizing cream at Sam's Club. You can say to yourself, in the goodness of my heart, I'm coming here to preach the word of God, the officer says at one point. However, if you are reckless as to the effect that it could have on patients, staff, or protected person, then you may be committing an offense. Maybe. I guess it all depends on the arresting officer, too, right? Don't lie, Jay. You ashy. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I need help. Someone help me. It's I need a big clump of moisturizer. Is that where he was standing? The whole point of preaching within the buffer zone was to stand against the chilling effect of these zones have on gospel preaching. My encouragement to fellow Christians is to not give in to fear or discouragement. We have good news to share. We must continue to respond with grace, peace, and courage, never with anger or hostility, but with firm conviction. And I don't know, man. I think you guys need another crusade over there. Might need another crusade. What a crazy story. This is just, I'm afraid, like, I don't want to be a fear person, but this is just a freaking beginning, dude. Pretty soon they will give you areas where you're only allowed to preach. It won't be you can't come into this area. It'll say this is the area where you're allowed to be. That's it. If you go outside this zone with a Bible or a cross, you will be convicted. That's how it begins. They start buffering out an area, and then as soon as a few people get arrested, they're like, we got to change the laws. Yeah, soon you might not be able to preach at all. Yeah. I think churches that'll be in like certain zones, they'll make them move. You know? Graham says every time Jay says GOAT trophy, it makes me think of Baphomet. People were giving me GOAT trophies on YouTube. Oof. Crazy. Man, what's next? You know, take my channel down because I mentioned I put the word Bible in the title. Not good. Not good at all. There's a clip I wanted to show you. I want to know if you guys agree with it. It's only a second. It's more than a second, but like 60 seconds.
You got a crazy YouTube channel, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but a lot of the content is you debating Islam.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because Islam is the loudest.
Your Old Testament quotes books that never existed. Where's the book of Jasher? Where's the book of the War of the Lords? And the list can go on and on. Either inspired books were lost and your God can't protect his books, or the Bible is false.
I love Muslims, man. If I were to say that there was a threat to Christianity, it's Islam. Islam is radical, it's violent, but it's under the guise of victimhood. They take this victim mentality. If we got Sharia law in America, it would be a wrap. We wouldn't be able to do this right here, right now. Islam was the loudest, proud, arrogant. Yeah. The Quran's the only book that's ever been preserved. The Bible's corrupt, and Muhammad's the true prophet, and he's in a long line of prophets. Jesus was a Muslim. Moses was a Muslim. Abraham was a Muslim. All the prophets were Muslim. I'm like, oh, we got to shut these guys up. These guys got to be stopped.
I love his channel. It's a God Logic, and he debates Muslims head on. You know? So I love his bold stance on the whole thing because a lot of people were afraid to even say stuff like that, where we need to stop Muslims. We need to stop Muslims. We got to shut them up. We got to shut them. And the fact that he has no fear and doing it on YouTube and everything else is like crazy. Historically, you threaten to arrest Christians for doing something, they'll just do it more. Yeah, we got a problem with that, you know? We got a little bit of a problem with that. Just a little bit. You know? Just a just a tad. Trump torches our favorite Omar.
Without you, we have Somalia. Okay, a fine place where we have a congresswoman who brilliantly came over to the country by marrying her brother. That was the first law she broke. That was the least of them. And she comes from a country where they have nothing but crime, bedlam, filth, a horrible place. They say it may be the worst place. Comes to our country, and then she tells us how to run the United States of America. It's an amazing thing. Ilhan Omar. It's an amazing thing how they can get away with it. And the people don't want that to happen. And hopefully, You'll figure it out. But a very terrible thing. I can't stand it. She says, the Constitution gives me certain rights. Go back to your own country, talk about a constitution. They don't have a constitution. They never will. That's why upon taking office, I signed an executive without you.
Yeah, he rips her, but man, he's really gotta do something about that. Graham says, I can't say what I want. Kick removes any chat. You know, that could be on me, Graham. I got to check the settings on my Kick. I might have it. Like, I might have something turned up, like, as far as, like, filtering, like, really high. You know? It might be really high. I don't know. I got to check. So, yeah, Crusades. They could. You never know. Trump also teases this right here.
And he's running, and he's in second place. So we got a lot of beauties out there, JD. I envy you and other people. I don't know who's it going to be. Is it going to be JD? Is it going to be somebody else? I don't know. Does anybody have? Okay, let's go. You ready? Who likes JD Vance? Who likes Marco Rubio? All right. Sounds like a good ticket. JD, that was a perfect ticket. By the way, I do believe that's a dream team, but these are minor details. That does not mean you have my endorsement under any circumstance. But, you know, it was a big and then a very nice. I think it sounds like presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate. And he's running, and he's in second place.
Is that the ticket we want? JD and Marco? Is that the ticket we want? Yeah. Trump's not endorsing them because he's running again. I have a horrible, deep suspicion, and I hope it's not true. I have a horrible suspicion that Ron DeSantis is going to run for president. So he's going to go up against Vance. I really do. I hope that's not true. I really hope that we can get DeSantis in to the cabinet, kind of like if JD Vance wins and Rubio's vice, then you bring in Ron, and then we just keep moving up, right? Then Marco Rubio, and then DeSantis, and then that. So DeSantis has to run because there's nothing else for him, not unless he gets invited to the cabinet. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't run. I have a feeling, though, he's gonna run. I have a feeling. Vance and DeSantis have some ground to tread before they can prove themselves. That's true, but you think Rubio will go head to head against JD? Like, are we seeing that in the making? If GOP tanks the midterm and the last 2 years don't go well, DeSantis will 100% run. That is my thinking. I'm thinking that they want a DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom head-to-head, California versus Florida. That's what I think. Or could they pull in DeSantis for a VP role and keep Marco Rubio exactly where he's at? You know, maybe he has to run. DeSantis has to run so that they could pull him in. You know what I mean? Like maybe DeSantis has to run to get a broader look, whatever, I guess. And JD, after he wins the primaries, will pull him into the campaign. Kind of like Trump did with the Kennedy. But Kennedy wasn't like, he wasn't tacking very well. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. They're gonna start you'll start seeing like little itches here and there. There's like what Trump is saying, like 2 years left though. It goes by quick, you know. What's up, Anjanette? Good morning, Jay in chat. Also, my good friend Jed is in the chat. Could you guys do me a favor? He asked for prayer. He's really going through something with his family right now. So kind of private and everything, but could you guys do me a favor? Those that pray, could you pray for my boy Jed this next week, please? He also talked about it in the Patreon prayer chat over there. So I know he needs it and appreciate it. So there you go, brother. All right, look at that. There you go. There you go. There you go. Or do we have Rubio run and JD stay as vice president again? I think it comes down to those three, though. I don't. Do we see a rising star out of the Republican Party? What's up, dude, bro? Do we see a rising star come out of the Republican Party to like take those three? Tulsi, maybe. She's been awfully quiet. Awfully quiet. I think it's those three, though. Hey, man, but it's politics, man. A lot can happen in a year. A lot. A lot can happen. All good, brother. All good, man. One day at a time, you know? One day at a time. A lot can happen. I thought, see, the reason why I think he's going to run for president, this is just a hunch. I thought for sure, and I was wrong on this prediction. I thought for sure that his wife, DeSantis' wife, was going to run for governor. She had set herself up. She's out there making speeches. She's out there talking about policy. She's out there doing all kinds of stuff. She's out there. And it's like, I thought for sure she was going to pull the trigger on that. And then all of a sudden, she just quietly kind of disappears. Right? And now you got Byron, Fish, you know, all them like they're starting to take off. Unless she's waiting for like the very end to like announce it. And I'm like, if she runs for governor, then DeSantis is going to stay in Florida. You know, he'll stay and he'll be an advisor or he'll do something, you know, he'll figure it out. So that's what I was thinking. But the fact that I don't think she is running means I think they got higher aspirations. Can she be governor and he in the White House? Of course, but I don't think they would do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would. It looks, I don't know. I don't think they would do that. I don't think one would run the state and another one would have a position in the White House because they've always done things together as a family. You know what I mean? Like, I think it would look weird. So, oh, Bella. Bella, Stella. Thank you for $369.99. I don't even know what that is. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a $100 donation. Holy crap. Bella. Hey, is everyone safe over there? We hear stories of like bombs and missiles coming close and all that stuff. Are you doing okay over there? That is unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm just like blabbing over here. Is everyone okay? Like, is it? I don't think this war is going to be over anytime soon. That's for sure. Bella Stella, thank you so much. My goodness. American cruise passenger 88 dies after tumbling off the pier on a mobile scooter in Bahamas. Good Lord. She said it's been calm and quiet here, thankfully. The UAE is on my, it's moving up high on my list. I think my number one is like Hong Kong. If I ever got a chance to hop on, like if I see an email like tickets to Hong Kong are like super cheap right now, I think I might do a weekend to Hong Kong. I always wanted to go to Hong Kong for like 3 days and then like come back, you know. I'd love to go to the UAE. Yes, says Graham. Same. Donna Hall re-ups her membership. Shout out to you, Donna. UAE is way up there, though. See, look at that. Had a buddy that lived in Hong Kong for a year. He loved it. Jay wants Paris is on the list, but it's slowly ticking down. I've been to the AUE. It's amazing. Wait, you mean the UAE? Bella Stella, thank you. Holy crap. Every time I get an email, I get nervous. Sorry, still drinking my coffee. Jay would be a more giant in Hong Kong. Yes, I would. Is the Bible stuff done? No, next 3 minutes we're going into it. It's my pleasure, Jay. Much love to you, all you guys. I see you guys over on Rumble. And Kick. Kick has just been moving. Spider Unlimited has got that thing on lockdown. Haven't seen my man Cole Hauser this today. I wonder if he's probably busy. To be fair, if you go to like the UAE, it's pretty much the same as Paris, just cleaner. I like clean. I want to go to the theme parks. This is horrible. How you freaking fall off a pier in a scooter, man? Oh man, this is horrible. Could you imagine getting that phone call? Grandma didn't make it back home from her Bahama cruise. What? What do you mean? What happened? She fell. Her scooter just went right off the dock into the water. Holy crap! And wasp coming right with the butt sting. My stinging A55 is staying put right here in the US of A. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Wasp.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
Somebody sent a jewel that says "Stay hydrated." Can we get these stingers in the chat, please? Do I not have the stingers over on Rumble? Freak, I gotta like change all that stuff. Do I not have them on Kick either? Wasp, are you gonna try to come to one of the meetups or no? Look, people, Wasp put a freaking B in the chat. Do you guys see that, or is it just me? She put a bumblebee in the chat. Not over on Rumble. I have got to fix all that stuff. She said maybe Carowinds. Okay. Maybe Carowinds. All right. Ryan is putting like, look at all these jewels over on YouTube. That's crazy. Thank you for the $100 donation over here on a Tuesday. Will anybody be it? Let me take this port. I was gonna finish up with this story, but you think anyone in the OKC area? My man SCD, I think you were a member. Re-ups his membership. That's what happens when they took the monetization away. And Jeanette also gifted a membership. I see nothing but stuff all of Ronan and all these people like putting stuff in the chat. That's a Kick thing, Jay. It's on YouTube now. You know that? You can buy these things called jewels. You can buy my jewels. And then they put the big emoji that covers the entire chat on YouTube. Oh, Texas Roast is the B. My bad, brother. My bad. Some of them don't show up big, though. Some of them do. Phrasing. Yeah, I guess so. What kind of bee brings milk? A booby. A booby. Well, if you watch Euphoria, it's what you get. You think grandma was like, she had such a, there's the goat statue. Sorry, you know how easy as I get distracted. You wonder if grandma had such a great time in the Bahamas that she didn't want to come back. And she just said, I'm 88 years old, man. I've seen things. I'm out. I don't want to get back on that ship. And she just sailed off, like looking at the beautiful blue ocean. And like, that's just where my heart is, man. I gotta go. No, that's not what I meant. That's coming out like, oh man, this live stream. Maybe she's like, I don't want to get on that cruise ship because people are catching that Santa virus, you know? You know what I mean? She's like, I'm not catching that. I had a great time in the Bahamas. I'm out. Or what if grandma cracked like $1 million, you know, in the casino, and it was just them like getting her by rigging her scooter. There's all kinds of conspiracies that could be said about this. Sadly, someone passed away, and that's the worst part. I shouldn't be making jokes, but these are just questions. What's the date for the 9? Bro, it's in the Patreon, Chris. It's in the Patreon, bro. Everything is in the Patreon, brother. Everything is in the Patreon. Let's see. That's it. It's free to join. You could join for those posts are free. The Nick Shirley video dropped. I can't show that. Ain't nothing but I have to do that on a Rumble special. He's got guns in there and like shooting and all that stuff. Let me make sure we're all caught up before we get into this next clip. Oh yeah, look at this right here. This is pretty cool. And then we'll shout out all the lurkers. Yeah, I'm not going to show it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to show it. I'm learning my lesson here on the YouTube side. A Polish engineer, Thomas Patton, built a speeder bike. He built a freaking speeder bike, too. Dang it. You're going to play Star Wars music? What did he make it out of? The fact that the guy's got the costume and everything is pretty sick. What is he riding? Like, what is this? Ah. Is it just a giant hoverboard? Like, not a hoverboard, but you know what I'm talking about. Like a drone, like a giant drone. All right, we got to see more. It's got to be a giant drone. Look at that thing, man. I don't know where I got hovercraft from. That's freaking cool, bro. Are you going to sell these things? So we got, it looks like a little solar powered thing right there. And he just takes off and off he goes. Loud? Yeah, I bet it's very loud. I want one. Oh, never mind. I want to ride one then. That's freaking cool. Good on you, man. Good on you. Good on you. And good on all of you lurkers for being here. We got people on Rumble. I see you guys. We got people on Kick, kicking it out. We got people on YouTube. A little over 500 people total on all fronts. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you for being amazing lurkers over here as this poor show has been through it, man. We've seen things over here. We've been taken down, demonetized, remonetized, put back up. I fumbled live streaming more and more times than I can remember, back and forth. I can't stay consistent. This week's going to be weird. Next week's going to be weirder. I don't know, but we're going to do our best. But we couldn't do it without all you amazing lurkers on all fronts. There is no redheaded stepchild on me anymore when it comes to, you know, Rumble and Kick. You guys are all part of the same family. We encourage more gifties. Jay, you need more emojis with a few hotties behind the paywall. All right. You're right, dude, bro. You're right. Rumble gotta tighten up. I gotta tighten up. Bruce says, hail to rebellion. And shout out Wasp and Bella Stella for keeping the lights on over here. Holy Christmas. Basket City says, God bless you and everything you do, Jay. I hope so. Want to try to do the right thing, you know? And I appreciate that you guys support this show. Keep things going, you know? It's amazing. Mid-Iowa Gamer says, Jay, bless your heart, finally accepting the Rumble. It only took YouTube taking me away. But hey, lesson learned, right? Shout out Spirian. Thanks for the gifty. And Hail the Rebellion, Bruce. We're at the top of the hour. I know we post a lot of things, but I really want to when we react to some of the crazy things. When we react to some of the crazy things about like what they say about like the Bible and all that stuff. There was one post. There was one post that came from let's see. I have it here pulled up from Theo Vaughn. You might not know who he is. He's a comedian. He says some really dumb stuff every now and then. For what it's worth. He just is what it is. But he was having a moment on his live stream that I really want to go through it. I really want to go through it because I feel like a lot of us have been there or maybe are still there. A lot of us are dealing with something like this and going through it. He gets very serious for a moment and it's really a little out of his wheelhouse. You might not want to hear this. This is some of the Bible talk. So if you want to go, I respect, I respect you guys. This is just who I am. And I want to go through some of the things he said and just talk about it for a little bit because I think it's very important, at least in my opinion, because this is like freaking me, right? Like this is freaking, he's saying everything that I'm dealing with as far as a journey through faith. And it was eye-opening and shocking that it came from all people, Theo Vaughn, who is normally a comedian. He had just real quick, he had a Charlie Kirk moment back when Charlie Kirk, and he didn't know where to begin when it came with his walk with God. So he just started talking. And these are some of the things that he's really struggling with. Anyway, if this sounds like you, I'd love for you don't have to out yourself or be like, yeah, I'm struggling with this too. But it's just, for me, it was very beautiful for someone to just kind of open up like this about his struggle with faith, right?
Get yourself out of this. How do you get to a better life? How do you get to a place where like you're not just cycling through and you're actually moving toward things that you want?
So a caller came in and says, I want to ask you something. How do I have a better life? I feel like I'm just cycling through life. And that is like one of the biggest issues with many people. You go through these moments where it's like, what's the point? What's the purpose? I wake up and do the same thing every day. What am I doing here? What is life? What are we doing? Some people just get bored of life. They get like, they try to find the next thing. They try to find the next hit. They try to find the next whatever. And it's just a constant circle. And people are like, maybe if I had more money, it'd be better. Or maybe if I had a loving wife, I'd be better. Or maybe I had someone that loved me a bit. Maybe if my parents were better. Maybe if I had kids. Maybe if I had a better job. And it's just like, they just feel like they're stuck. So that's what the caller asked him.
And I appreciate your advice. All right, Theo. Thanks, man.
Thanks so much for the call. I don't think you said your name at the beginning, but thank you. Yeah, the cycle of just like okay, I'm going to do this. And then I would kind of, for me, I'm going to try that. I would let myself down. I would try and I would ask God to help me. And I'd be like, I would pray, but I would and it was the same thing. And I appreciate you being so articulate in your call and doing your best to share as honestly as you could what was going on. I'll try to share. I've been struggling, man. The past couple years, I've had, it's been a struggle in certain ways with certain behaviors that I'm just not proud of, right? Or really just behaviors that I didn't want to do anymore. And I couldn't change it. I couldn't change the cycle. And even as I say this, I'm afraid that I'll fall back into those behaviors. But I'll tell you what for me has been helpful recently. And I'm sorry if I sound a little animated. I've been going through this in my own life recently, and it's on the tip of my thoughts and feelings. Sometimes I realized for myself, I would pray to God to help me get away from certain behaviors in my life. But at the same time that I was praying, there would be a part of me that knew I was probably going to do those things again, that I was probably going to do those things again. Like a big God, please help me. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have this behavior. But there'll be a little part of me that was like, I know even as I ask for God's help that I'm going to do it again. I would know that. So I started praying like this. I started praying like, God, please help me with this. This is a broken part of me that I bring to you. I need help with it. And then I would add to my prayer, I would say, and even God, even as I pray to you right now, there's a part of me that knows I'm probably lying to you.
That is one of the realest things I think I have ever heard as far as someone going through this journey of faith or of purpose or of trying to change. The fact that you ask God to help in a certain situation, but in reality, you really are just lying to God. You're just really lying to him, knowing that you're going to fall back. And he calls it behaviors. It could be anything, like whatever's broken. It's like, I hear this a lot, man. I hear this a lot from people where it's like they have a hatred for their mother, right? Because their mother never loved them, right? And it's like, God, take this away from me. I don't want to fall back into that behavior of hating my mom and everything is fine and everything is good. But in reality, I love that hate. I'm not talking about myself. I'm just saying, like, I love that hatred because it makes me who I am. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me going, right? Or it could be about a brother, or it could be about an ex-wife, or it could be about an ex-husband, or it could be about anything. And so he says, like, I don't want to fall back into these behaviors. Could be an addiction. And it's like, I'm good for a month, but I'm just going to fall back into it anyway. So in reality, I'm just lying. I'm just lying to God when I pray because I don't want to lose that part of me because it makes me who I am as a person. And when I listened to this, I was just like, my goodness, man, that is, I got more from this statement from this comedian than I have from certain pastors, like, because it's true. How many things do we want change, but we really don't want change because it makes us who we are. And sometimes that ugliness that's inside of us shapes us to even helps us become, it's crazy to think, it helps us become better fathers, more successful. It gives us a drive, but then you end up finding yourself in a circle because you still are holding on to an ugliness that's in your life that you need to let go, an unforgiveness or whatever it is, whatever's broken inside of you that you need to let go. It is, and for those that aren't Christians or believe in this stuff, it is It is a hard struggle. It is a hard struggle when you are broken in a certain area and you cannot escape that brokenness and you want to escape it, but then you realize you don't really want to escape it because it makes you who you are as a person. Because when you begin to forgive, really forgive, instead of just kind of like erasing it, it's like forgiveness is like uprooting the brokenness out of your heart. It's and healing begins to take place. It's painful, man. It is painful. Taking brokenness out of your life is not, if it was easy, it wouldn't be anything. So, and you are constantly living in a brokenness of, I have no value. That brokenness reminds you at times, at least for people that are walking in faith, I don't have a value. I have no purpose. What's the point? And then to go to God every day and be like, take this, man, take this, man, take this. And it's like, I'm pretty much just lying to you, God, because I'm going to go back to it anyway. It's such a real walk. And it's very difficult. That's why I believe, like, when you see these verses in the Bible where it's like, just walk with God. You ain't got to run. Just let me deal with that. And like, I've always gone to and there's more. I've always gone, you hear sermons like, oh, cast your cares upon him because he cares for you. Okay, that's a great poetic saying from the Bible, but how do you do that? I got so sick of going to churches where all they do is Christian catchphrases. You got to have hope and believe. Well, how do you do that when you're struggling with something? God wants you to have that peace that only he can give you. Well, how the freak do you get that? I can read it and it's poetic and it's pretty. Cast my cares at Jesus' feet because he cares for you. Okay, cool. But how do I even freaking do that? When most of the time I don't want to let go of it because it kind of molds me as who I am as a person. It is difficult. And I wish, and I'm not talking about every church here, I wish more people would get away from the bumper sticker Christianity that they try to present to this world and be more real like this person here. Because it's not easy. If you truly walk with God, it's not easy. It's easy for you to say, oh, I'm a Christian and hey, this and that and that and that, but it's not easy. Especially if you truly want change in your life. And it's a constant like struggle. And I wish we'd get away from these popcorn Christian catchphrases. And there's nothing wrong with them, it's like, but it's like when people get hard, it's like, man, I'm dealing with something right now. Well, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. What does that even mean? And how do I get to that point? That's just freaking little bumper, like you said, bumper sticker. Like, what does that even mean? Well, pray and read your Bible. Well, what am I supposed to pray for? And what am I supposed to read? We'll read it again. Then memorize it. Then read it in the Greek. Then read it in the Hebrew. Oh, well, freak, what the heck are you talking about? That's not helping me right now. And the fact that he's just like, I don't want to live like this, but I'm probably lying to God because in actuality, I really am going to live like this. And it'll be my struggle forever. And it's like, no, man, it doesn't have to be. But how are we teaching people in the faith to get to a point of that next step, right? That next step. And I watched this movie, and I'm sorry. I feel like for those that are leaving and they don't care, I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes I just go off on these things, and that's just how it is. But it's I watched this movie yesterday, this weekend, about a documentary of a young man who was 26 who died bringing the gospel to an island that he wasn't supposed to be at, to a tribe of people. And the whole thing was about this extreme Christianity and how he was manipulated because he felt like he was never worthy of God's love, that he had to do extreme things for God to feel worthy of God's love. And it ended up costing him his life. And there's a whole group of people out there that will beat you down and tell you how unworthy you are because you're such a bad person. You're such a bad person. Right? And so it does two things. It pushes people away from the cross, and it makes people feel like, don't look at me, Jesus. Like, I'm unworthy because I'm such a bad person. And Jesus is like, stop. 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 Anyway. You can't just say Catholic, Shay. Actually, it wasn't Catholic at all. It had nothing to do about.
There's a part of me that knows I'm going to do that behavior again. So can you come into that part of me and help me there? Help me in the part of me that knows as I pray that I'm lying.
See, that's even deeper. And he's absolutely correct. Forget about my brokenness that I'm asking you to take away. Let's take down another layer. God, help me and forgive me for the fact that I'm lying to you right now. That do I actually want to give this up? You know? Do I actually want to give this up? That's deep, man. That changes your whole prayer life, you know? It changes your whole prayer life. Because, yeah, it's like, I'm struggling with forgiving this person. I'm struggling with it, you know? It's like, God, forgive me. I'm gonna forgive them. But really, deep down, are you really?
And I don't know if that sounds crazy or not, but I started to think that like a connection between us and a higher power, it's such the realest. It's like in my life, it's one of the realest things that I've ever witnessed, right? Like you go in, like I'll be in meetings and or recovery meetings or and you see people's lives change. You see something happen. You see miracles, right? But that was what was happening. It was, I couldn't change. I tried everything. I tried everything to change. I would tell myself I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do that. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it by myself. And my whole life, I'd done everything by myself. I thought I had. And so something that's just been helping me recently is just praying differently, you know, because whatever's inside of me that's broken is really, it's manipulative and it's, you know, it would be good at pool because it's good at, it's good at the angles. But so I've just been praying that God comes into those parts of me, you know. Don't just come into like the water inside of me. Come into the well. Come into the walls of the well. Come into the mortar or whatever that's between the bricks. That because I'm broken. Because I'm broken all the way there. You know, and I don't mean that like in self-pity. I don't. But if there's a part of me that doesn't even want the best for me, then there's something inside of me that is off.
Yeah. If there's something inside of him that doesn't want the best for him, then something is off. And you know in your mind that what God wants for you is the best for you, but you don't want that because you enjoy holding on to something that is keeping you back from everything that God wants for you. Yes, something is off. It is off. And shout out for those that are sticking around. I felt like when I started this, everyone was just probably going to leave, but it is what, you know.
So that's something that's been helping me because some of it's been coming true. And I don't know if it's been coming true. I don't know if that's a term, but I don't know. I'm starting to just feel something different. And then I was looking on this Bible and there's a story called John 5, and it's about a guy who's at these pools.
Zwani says, these are such important questions that real Christians struggle with every day. One of the many reasons I love your channel and want to support you. The openness of this guy is truth and raw, and that is where healing is done. Shout out Zwani with a $50 donation. He's about to preach a story. Thanks, Bruce. And he's about to not preach, but he's going to read a verse and breaks it down in the most. Anyway, just listen. Here we go.
And some people follow the Bible, some people don't. That's fine. This is just a story that I'm reciting here. And Jesus is at the pools, and it's in Bethesda, and they're like, there's a sick man there, and he's been sick for a long time. And Jesus asks him, "Do you want to be healed?" He asks him, "Do you want to be healed?" And that's a crazy question because, if I get healed, then I'm different.
In all my years, and maybe some of you have already heard this, in all my years, I have never thought about that. When you see someone that's crippled or has a disease or whatever they're going through, and it's like, of course they want to be healed. Of course they want to be healed. Why would they not want to be healed? But when you think about that question, when Jesus was like, do you want it? Do you really want it? And he's so correct here. Do we really want that certain part of our life to be healed? For some people, their pain and their hurt is their entire identity. It is their entire identity, and people make it their identity. They make it their identity for reasons on why they behave a certain way and why they treat people a certain way and why they and that's because they've been hurt. And then it's like, Jesus, like, you want to be healed from that? And then you got to ask yourself a question. Yes or no? I never thought about the guy that would say no, or the girl, whoever that would say no, because yeah, you would be different. You would be different. And what does that do for you? Does that change everything in your life? You think about the person that was crippled, that begged for money his whole life. He gets healed. Now he can't beg for money anymore, right? Now what does he got to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, Stephen Brown, I would gladly be healed. I get that. Some people would jump at the chance. But then looking at the inner part of who we are as people, this brokenness, that these pains that we have carried for years, if Jesus, like, you want to be healed of that, your life will be completely different. Do we really want that? You know what I mean? And I pondered that forever. Like, even things in my own personal struggle, like stuff like that. I sat there and like wondered, Yeah. Now I got to get a job. I know I definitely struggle with this. It's already comforting to know others think and feel this way. Makes me think of Romans 7:15-20.
You know, if somebody gets healed, they have a new story. So that's just been something that I've been having to ask myself. It's like, yeah, do I want to be healed? Do I really want something different? And sometimes a lot of the answer is no, I don't. I want something different, but I don't want to. I don't know if I'm scared of it. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I don't want to do what it takes to get. I can't even tell what it is. And
He's
it's hard
trying
for me
not
to,
to cry.
some of this stuff's a little bit hard for me to say. I think I don't even know why, but I think I want a new story. You know, my story in my life, and I'm sorry to make this about me kind of, but I'm just trying to share, like, you know, when I was growing up, like, my mom, something was wrong with her. I love my mother, you know, but she didn't connect with me. She didn't like look at me, and she didn't, you know, she wouldn't hold me that much, and she didn't look, she wouldn't look me in the eyes, right? And so as a kid, I felt like something was wrong with me. You know, I felt like, oh, if the person that created me won't even look at me, then something must be so wrong with me.
God, you can hear his brokenness like right there. I love my parents to death too. But the fact that they took us to a church that beat us over the head, dang, I'm getting a little, hold on. The fact that we were dragged to a church that beat us over the head to constantly remind us how terrible we are. It had it messes with you. It messes with you until you can walk up. This is a Theo Vaughn. Steve keeps asking for the link. It's Theo Vaughn this past weekend. He does a podcast. They're usually like pretty like comedy, you know, it's a comedy show. But this is the one that he spoke by himself. But yeah, and to hear this too, it's like to hear, you know, that how important a loving upbringing is for certain people, for everyone actually, you know, or he's just like, you could tell like it's this weighing on his heart, you know. It's like my mom couldn't even look at me, so there's something wrong with me. Those relationships are just so important. And I remember, like, I've shared this before though, it's like I remember going to that church and just like, what? To the point where once I got out of the house, I was like, I'm out. I'm out of here. There is no God, because if there is a God, he could never love me, because for like 15 years, whatever, 17 years, I was told how horrible of a person I was and that I'm doomed for hell for all eternity. So I'm freaking out. I'm out of here. Like, I left, traveled different states. I didn't want to see my folks. I didn't want to see it. It was thank God, you know, life and stuff like that. It just was, it has an effect on people. I could see his pain through that. Like, that was like really personal for me to hear what he's talking about his mom.
You know, and I've worked through a lot of this stuff. And so I'm kind of going down this lane.
Worked through a lot of this stuff. I see you.
It just gave me like a lot of low self-worth. You know, it just gave me low self-worth. And honestly, it made it tough for me to even have a self, because the only person that I only knew who I was if you reacted to me well, right? Like I became just a people pleaser because I didn't have any feelings of self-worth. So the only way I could get my worth was from you, right? From somebody else. And it made sense because I didn't have a me. I didn't have a big sense of self. And so I got myself from who you thought I was. And I needed everybody to like me. I needed everybody to like me because I didn't know if
And that's one of the biggest problems that a lot of people fall into is like we have no self-worth. So if people don't like me, it affects those very deep. Very deep. And that's why when you see people pleasers, they are constantly exhausted and tired and miserable, but still trying to get to the next pleasing people, because it is more damaging for them to feel as if someone doesn't like them than it is to be exhausted and stressful over helping. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here? And then that gets to my next point of the extremism that comes with like trying to follow God in a way where you want to do extreme things to kind of prove yourself when you never ever have to prove yourself. And people pleasers fall into this trap of fake friends that will never really love them the way that they want or need to be loved, family members, and you end up getting abused and hurt and constantly being, asked over and over again to do things because they know that you will do those things, right? But at the end of the day, it leaves you empty and hurt. But it is very difficult for certain people to say no because you just want to be liked. Because in the being liked, you have the validation that you're doing something. It is a terrible circle to fall into. Of being a people pleaser. Now, the other side of the coin is you do good things for people because you love them. You love your kids, you love your certain friends, you love certain things, you do that as I love them, so I want to do them. That is not a people pleasing person. It's two different things. Is people pleasing people they never stand on solid ground when it comes to anything, because they want to make sure that they can go back and forth or sway back and forth to make sure that everybody around them feels good, right? So it's a very difficult road to constantly be on.
know if there was a one person that didn't like me, if one of the plates stopped spinning, if it was all gonna fall down. So anyway, sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but the thing that also happened was that all of that energy, that negative energy, that uncertainty, that became my story, right? And it gave me like a chip on my shoulder where it was like, I'm gonna show them, I'll show these I'll do this, and it gave me all of that. It gave me all of that energy. Like I'll prove to them, I'll prove to somebody that I'm worth something. I'm gonna make, yeah. I just want to look
And that's the thing, what I was saying earlier, like the broken pieces in your life, you hold on to them sometimes as motivation to prove to them, but you really ain't proven anything. It's like if I buy a $10,000 watch and walk around with it, I'm gonna prove to all these people that I became somebody and that I have value. But at the end of the day, nobody really cares. They'll look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and just move on. You know, that's the truth. No one really cares. Yeah, you show it off. Look what I have. Oh, that's cool, Jay. That's cool. Who's gonna think twice about it, when it's done? It's like it's how it is. But that's where we were saying, like, do you want to be healed of this brokenness? No, I don't, because it's motivating me, God, to make all this kind of money or be successful or be this or do that or whatever. And he's like, man, you could have so much more, you know?
somebody's eyes and have them be pleased with me. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I think it's all that any kid wants. I wanted to just look in somebody's eyes and have them be pleased with me. And all that gave me a chip on my shoulder, And so anyway, so it gave me all this energy. It was like, I'm going to figure this out. I'll do it myself. And all that stuff served me well until now. It's like, I don't know. I'm just tired of living that story, man. I'm tired of that story. I'm tired of that story. I just don't want that story anymore. It's been a good story and it served me well. Dang, homie, I'm leaking.
I'm leaking.
Yeah. It's been a good story and it served me well, but I don't want that story anymore. I want something different.
That's a tough thing, man, to get to that point where you're like, I don't want this story anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the more I just tell that story, it's just like, I stay in that world. I stay in that cycle for me. And I think so I want to have and it's scary to say that I want to have a new story because I'm so used to like how those other feelings work. I know who to be angry at. I know how to operate here and I know how to operate there and I know who to not give love to. And I know how to make like love, like very conditional. I know how to like do all of these. I know how to navigate to get this fucked up vehicle down the street, but I think I want a new story, dude. And it's crazy for me to even say that. But yeah, I think I want a new story. And so that's one thing that I'm asking God for. Yeah, I'm asking God for a new story, right? I'm asking God for the next part of me. And being okay with saying like these days, my mother and I have a great relationship and I love my mother. There's nothing I want more than my mother to be happy, And it's funny because as she gets older, she kind of turns in a little bit more like a child sometimes. And you kind of like the roles kind of like, I guess they switch a little bit and you get to be, you get to try to be what you needed in a way. And it's pretty cool. And that's a gift. That's a gift from God, I think. And so, yeah, I just want to be able to I don't know. I don't even know what I'm telling you, dude. Jesus Christ, is this guy's got to be like, God, why'd I call this idiot? Yeah, so I think anyway, that's what's been helping me. Like, and I never thought I would be saying some of this stuff, but I'm glad that I am, because I'm ready for a new story.
Yeah. 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 Ready for a new story. Ready for a new story. I don't even know where to like. Yeah, ready for a new story. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, that is just, I don't know. It would be nice if it was just that simple, you know? And that's it. He pretty much closes the show right there. It would be nice to have a new story, you know, for those that want it anyway. Um, let's see. Bible Talk Tide. This is what I'm here for. And you dropping a $50 donation says absolutely nothing. Again, I don't even like. Oh man, it gets me. It gets me because I feel like I'm in where I need to be, right? But sometimes past mistakes show up in your. It's weird how certain things will trigger past pains, and you just lash out because of that, which truly means that you haven't really given it all. You don't really want your new story yet. I don't know, man. I'm probably not making any sense. Candy says, I love these streams, Jay. Thank you. I didn't even know what would happen. I just wanted to go over this. You can't get a nice Bretland for 5K. I get it. Yeah. Sometimes we lock that jail cell from the inside, and Jesus always waiting for us there. Sometimes we say we love Jesus, you know, and it's like, but we run as far as we can away from him because we know what he might do. Ronan says, God bless you, Jay. And you guys, and over on Rumble, when I was younger, I walked away from God, became what Paul described himself as the worst sinner, did things I never right here or would describe myself even then as evil. I felt God constantly calling me. When I finally hit rock bottom, he stopped resisting. I had to accept I couldn't make up for what I've done. Yet he offered me grace and welcomed me into his arms anyway. My point is that God will call out to someone like me and welcome me back. He will do the same for you. I Canalist over on Rumble. I to be honest though, I could be wrong here. It's like sometimes you got to get to a place where you just break the noise, you know? Because everybody on the internet is a biblical scholar. Everybody on the internet is like, they know more than you. And they know everything. There's people on, you know, everybody knows more than you, and everybody knows what's right for you, and everyone knows what's best for you, and everyone can call out people, and everyone can like watch these clips or whatever and be like, it's just fake. And everyone is like, they're just smarter than everyone else. And it's like, man, sometimes you got to just clean out that noise, man. You got to clean out that noise, you know. Freaking clean out that noise. Freaking heck, Ryan. I want a new story too. This last year has been hell on me. Was unemployed for over 6 months, almost been homeless multiple times, lost my dog of 15 years, and last night I lost my job. Dang it, brother. Freaking heck, bro. I don't even know what to say to you, man. I'm so sorry, dude. Gung Hu Max says most people on the internet are retarded. That's pretty rich coming from you, brother. Oh, brother. Ryan, I don't know, man. I'm freaking heck, bro. I don't even know what to. Sorry, I made a joke in the middle of like you pouring out my. That's all I know what to do, bro. Um. Jesus just guides Ryan's steps, man. That's the only thing I know what to say. That's rough, dude. That's rough. That's freaking rough, bro. And I just wanted to go on the internet and talk about Star Wars, and here we are. What the heck? What the heck, man? Somebody tell me a fart joke or something, man. I don't want to get all emotional here, like on stream right before we close. But seriously, thank you, Jay, for all you do, man. You really do help. I don't know what I do, man, but thank you for the kind words. I don't know what I freaking do. Graham says it took me dying to finally snap out of it, and I'm thankful every day that it happened. Your story, bro. You. I always tell you this, man. You're a freaking hero to many of us here. We got a prayer group in the Patreon, and we also have a men's and women's Bible study that's going strong. If anybody's interested, I think. Risk it. There he is, right there. Send him an email. Make sure you spell it right. Thank you, PP Poo Poo Man, for $1. It took me getting cancer to change my story. Talk about walking through fire. Holy crap. Yeah, man. Jay's going to start stalking like Michael Jackson. I know. Was, it's not about the story. It's about the heart of the writer and believing. Amen on that one. Alex says, even though I became a quadriplegic, I'm still me. Clyde for 2 says, he who farts in church sits in his own pew. Thank you. God dang it. Look at this guy, man. Drug addict, thief, abuser, robber for 40 plus years. Did some awful things. God saved me not too long ago. I still struggle, but God is watching over me and gives me strength to carry on. Look at that, man. What the heck? Man, I just wanted to get on the internet and talk about Star Wars, bro. I didn't know I'd be having these deep conversations, bro. First of all, I didn't even think anybody would care. I canalist for 2. What's the ideal weight of a fart? 0 pounds. If anything more, you're in trouble. Captain says, thank you for the stream. I feel a little lost myself. Man, I gotta be honest with you, bro. I think even though many of us got it together, I think many of us are lost as well. Jedi Master Yoda says, we're tired of talking about Star Wars with a Star Wars name. Oh man. We're lost in our own circles, you know? We're lost in our own circles. We're freaking lost in our own circles. So anyway, the Mandalorian and Grogu. Bruce says Fortnite tonight. Maybe later, like 9 or 10, like maybe 9 o'clock. Gun Home Max. Now that's funny. Turns out Star Wars needs a new story. Yo. That's freaking funny. Yo, what's up, Mike? God, thank God Mike wasn't here 30 minutes ago about freaking. I'm leaking, bro. I'm freaking leaking over here. It's late. I'm just hanging out with chat right now, you know. Y'all got Jay crying? Nah. We were talking about Jesus. Holy crap. I blame Odyssey Run. Graham says Wasp isn't wrong, though. There are some truly awful writing out there. Just make sure the story of your life isn't written by William. Who the heck is that, Graham? Graham, who is? I can't even say William McDonald. Is that right? Make sure your life story isn't written by James Gunn, okay? Make sure. That's what I got right there. Make sure your stories are written by James Gunn. I don't even know who William McGonigal. I can't even say his name. I need to laugh, man. I can't get all choked up by all this stuff, man. I freaking need to laugh here. That's how I cope. William McGonigal is known for one of the worst poets in history. I can't even say his name right. If you're gonna be a writer, please have a good name, a writing name. And thank you everyone who hung out that last 45 minutes. I know that's not, talking about the Bible and prayer and like brokenness and stuff isn't, I know a lot of people, we just want to go through the news of the day, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. I ain't no preacher. Don't come to me for spiritual advice. I'm on this broken journey. I have no idea what I'm talking about, Jay, you gonna talk to Ryan about this on Daily? Nah. Daily is pop culture news. We'll just keep it at that. Yeah, don't come to me. Don't come to me. Have no idea what I'm talking about, honestly. See, Spider Unlimited is on it, Jay. You Philistine resub. Philistine. How dare you call me Philistine? Sadly, I think tomorrow will be the last show of the week. God dang it, man. Be the last show of the week because I'll be traveling. I will be traveling. The week is definitely flying by, isn't it? Freaking, I feel like May is flying by. We're already halfway through May. So Jay made it sound like it was Friday. It's only Tuesday. Jay, you're real. Most of the time, it's more powerful than a sermon. Oh man, I don't know. Jay, will you be holding Jeremy's hand during the flight? I don't know if we're sitting together. Yo, shout out. Thanks for the 5 gifties. Crank it up, baby. Let's have a little rose. Nibble says end YouTube early tomorrow to cover Nick Shirley on Rumble. Might do that. Might do that. Thanks for the 5 gifties. Graham says every day is Friday when you're Jay. Jay is a walking thank God it's Friday. All right, that's it, man. That's it. Get out of here. Enjoy your Tuesday. I have no idea. I'll probably maybe play some games later tonight. I really want to play Mouse PI. I feel like I won't even be able to touch that game until next month. Hey Jay, bye Jay. I'm late. Love the show. Also Star Wars. Thank you, Odyssey Run. I'll see you guys on daily. Look at Faithful Geek is here. And hopefully if after tomorrow, we'll probably go over Fortnite is better. I know. I hear you. I like playing Fortnite with the boys. It's fun. I really do want to play Mouse PI though. I got to figure out. I usually would probably carve that out like on an all-day Saturday or Sunday stream, but I won't be here for like Saturdays and Sundays for the rest of the month. Gonna be weird. Thank you for being the greatest chat on YouTube. Most of you guys are in the Snake Pit chat too. They're pretty good too. So, and busy month. Busy. I think you'll enjoy the Transformers game. Bro, I have it right here, man. It's on the list. Also, somebody bought me Resident Evil 2. I got to play that as well. Is that co-op? I gotta get some help. I don't know. God bless you guys. I'm out. I'm hitting the red button. Unbelievable. Thank you.